and happy new Saturday. Welcome back to another edition of Etsy News, where I talk about what's been happening in Etsy for the past, couple of weeks this time. And I want to give a special shout out to Etsy. Just before Christmas, I thought there would be no news to talk about, and Etsy dropped a bomb. And then coming into the new year, I thought it'd be nice and quiet, but no, Etsy went and caused some panic. So I have some news to talk about. So let's fire right into it. First of all, I want to show, we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. If you switch on and off your offsite ads, does this reset things? Because a lot of people are finding a vast amount of charges. They're getting too many sales from offsite ads, which sounds like it shouldn't be a problem, but the extra fees on top of that are hurting them when they've already got too many sales. I know some people are going to be going, what a problem to have, but it generally is. And I just wanted to say, I've had my shop shut for the best part of a month, and I just checked when I opened everything up. Most of the visits to my shop, to my clothes shop, were coming from offsite ads. Now, this isn't a thing that you need to freak out about, because the visits are coming to listings that are not active, that people can't buy. So if people aren't buying from me, I'm not getting charged for offsite ads. But it does mean that Etsy isn't stopping the campaign with Google and Facebook and all the rest of it. So just switching your ads off for a day or something will not reset you in that kind of system. So yeah, it's not worth playing around with as far as I can see. Unless you know differently, let me know in the comments below. Okay, more scams. There's always more scams. So this is the one that's generally been Amy that I've seen, but people are reporting they're contacted by a professional operations team, would like to collaborate with you in operating your store. We'll pay you a fixed compensation of no less than $30 a week, and you'll get a one-time bonus of no less than $300. You just need to hand over your store to us. Your store with, let's see, your contact details, your email, your bank details. Don't. And to add to that, firstly, it's illegal to hand over to sell Etsy stores, which this is pretty much possibly, if it's not a scam wanting your bank details, this is possibly people in a country who can't use Etsy and they want a little shell thing, so that's totally illegal. But we'll handle store operations, logistics, post-sale services, and much more, remotely accessing your store. All you need to provide is an internet connection that allows remote access. Yeah, don't do this. All you need to do is give us access to your entire internet. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do. 30. This is crazy. I don't know if they're only offering $30 a week, because it sounds low enough that you think maybe it's not a scam. If someone said, I'm going to give you $20,000 a week, you'd be like, well, that's too good to be true. $30 a week, yeah, it's nothing. Like that. Just don't. And this one's a scam too. I have seen the scammers are getting even louder. There's more of them. They're getting cleverer as well. My mum had some in the new year, and I've spoke about how the Etsy logo, you can just see it at the top of the screenshot, how the Etsy logo, if it's a person really from Etsy, they have a little extra logo overlapping and outside the circle. And I just thought to myself, every time I was saying that, it won't be long till the scammers do that. And they have. I've been seeing like a black circle with Etsy in it with a little E in a circle off to the side. It doesn't overlap properly, like, because it can't. But also, Etsy have stopped showing that. But yes, this is another scam. For your convenience, we'll duplicate the link to receive payment for this item. click on this link, follow the instructions to get your money. And I love this bit at the bottom. You'll be answered by the support team in this chat room. If someone else presents themselves as support, they are scammers. Be on your guard. Yeah, so if Etsy support actually gets in touch with you, then be on your guard because they're the real scammers. The one giveaway from this, even if in your messages it will show from Etsy, in the little bit that's not in your messages on the side, you'll have folders in your inbox, and one of them will be from Etsy. Click on that and you'll see actual genuine Etsy ones. But the other thing that totally gives this away, Etsy inboxes in general aren't monitored, and you don't have to reply to Etsy messages for your star seller. So they don't say technical support is reaching out to you for the first time, send a reply within 24 hours. They don't want you to reply necessarily. But this is not customer service. So if you get that, it is a scam. Etsy support doesn't look like that. Anyway, don't click on a link anyone gives you. If you want to know if something's real, log into Etsy and look on your dashboard. And if they need something from you, it'll be there on your dashboard. So here, Etsy caused a panic. What was this? On Thursday, Etsy sent out an email protecting shoppers' privacy on Etsy. We're committed to keeping the Etsy marketplace safe and protecting the privacy of all people who shop and sell on Etsy. It's a good thing. That's why we're going to stop sharing buyers' email addresses with certain third-party integrations on February the 5th. I actually didn't know they shared it, but it makes sense when you think about some integrations. We're given the heads up about this change because it looks like you've used one of these third-party services in the past 60 days. eRank, I'll come back to that in a minute because I also work at eRank, so I have some insider knowledge here. Some third-party integrations collect buyer email addresses, which can create confusing and potentially unsafe experiences for buyers. Now, I can't talk about other tools, but there are, in the Etsy API, this is when you sign up for certain integrations and you hit the button to connect to your shop or whatever, and it will be like, are you sure you want to connect your shop to this integration? That gives the integration some extra access to the Etsy API on your behalf. Tools like eRank use this to be able to show you your personal sales history and things, to show you your personal views, to show you personal things that are not publicly available. And I will say just now, that personal stuff, when you connect your shop, is personal only to you. It doesn't go out in the deeper eRank. Connecting your shop doesn't give eRank more data that it shows to other people. That would probably be illegal, but it's certainly not what eRank does. Tools like eRank, because it's saying this is an integrated third-party service that potentially has the access to be able to get that if they wanted to. Now, eRank has never had any need to take your buyer's email address, to take when you've made a sale. eRank doesn't care about your email address, so has never gathered that data, so that's not a big deal. But Etsy sent out this thing to say, oh, here's the connected things that you've been using. So a lot of people are only using eRank, so that comes up and they're like, oh, panic. Other integrations are showing up if you use other integrations. But the wording of this, if you look, some third-party integrations collect buyer email addresses. So there could be some that do it because they need to. Some third-party shipping companies might do that because they request the email. I don't know what's going to happen with them. There is a potential for things like mailing lists to be a little bit sketchy. Now, I don't know the ins and outs of all sorts of companies, but always check if you're running a mailing list, people have to opt in. So you have to make sure if you are creating an app or if you're using some kind of integration, well, you would have had to, you probably won't be able to do it anymore, but you would have had to check they're dealing with the email addresses correctly, which is only saving those from people that opt in and giving away to delete all the data and everything. You don't keep data from customers without them agreeing to you be able to do that. So I think this is the thing, it's to keep that was a little backdoor that kind of probably shouldn't be there, that Etsy shouldn't have given third-party integrations the ability to do that. But obviously third-party integrations who are doing it should be following the rules. So that's a long way of saying eRank at least, and probably so check with the other companies if you have any other integrations that you've linked in, check with them and ask what changes are going to need to be made. They'll probably need a few days to think about it because they didn't get any further warning. I think they got their email like 2 minutes before everybody else got their email. But eRank doesn't store these addresses. eRank doesn't collect, doesn't use that data in any way, so there'll be no change on eRank. So I hope that helps. And thank you, Debbie, for showing me this one in the forums. They've done a little more explainer. Just saying they're protecting users' privacy. So you'll need to be signed in to view most posts in the Etsy forum. So the Etsy forums are going to hopefully become more secure. People who aren't logged in aren't even going to be able to view them. So that's a good thing. And limiting the integrations. So Etsy's had a look at some privacy. I don't know, there might be laws that have changed, or they're just feeling they're wanting to make things a little more secure. So that's what they're doing. Nothing to panic about there. I don't think that's a bad thing at all, apart from the email caused a bit of panic, but it could well be for good reasons. Hopefully it's to cut down on some of these scammers. This has been a thing. Only in the past 3, 4, 5 months has this scam apocalypse happened. No, I can't even make that into one word. But so Etsy is probably looking at every way they can shut down this thing. Yeah, I won't say one way. Okay, that last one we saw was from technical support, but a lot of them will say Etsy support or something. It is against Etsy rules. It is against Etsy trademark policies to set yourself up to look like you are Etsy. So, and part of that rules, they do say the name Etsy shouldn't be prominent. It shouldn't be the first name there. So I couldn't call myself Etsy Tech Genius or something because it makes it sound like you're coming from Etsy. So they could easily ban shops that start their name with Etsy, or at least look into them a wee bit. Anyway, I don't work for Etsy. And a wee one coming up. This was from Martin Lewis, Money Saver Expert. They've done an article saying sell on eBay, Etsy, Vinted, rent your homes on Airbnb. Firms now have to report your earnings to HMRC. This is starting from the 1st of January, but they won't be reporting to 2025. So Etsy has time to deal with all of this. But okay, I can't give legal advice or anything. I can't give tax advice. There's been some conflicting advice here. People are saying, no, this is only for firms. But Martin Lewis, Money Saving Expert, who in the UK is pretty well respected, is saying this is going to be for everyone who's selling on these places looking to make a business. Basically, if you are buying things with the intention of doing things to them to sell them at a profit, that's different than if you're trying to sell all the junk from your loft. So it probably will affect all of us. So really check if you need to register for tax. Check in every country you're in what the laws are for small businesses registering for tax. In the UK, it's if you make over £1,000 in a year, and beware, that is not profit. So that is all your expenses. So before your Etsy fees and everything come out, So it's a good idea to start keeping a note of your expenses, figure out some kind of bookkeeping. You don't necessarily, if you're pretty small, you don't necessarily need to pay for expensive bookkeeping software. You can make an Excel spreadsheet, just keep a track of everything. But check if you need to register and you need to pay tax, because Etsy and all online international places are going to have to tell on us, which should be perfectly okay. Anyway, that's your lot for today. I hope you enjoyed. I'm glad to be back at it. It's a bit weird, but I hope you had a great break if you had one. And here's to making 2024 not suck. Right.